And we are live.
Again, thank you.
Thank you indeed. We are, just hanging out. Bunch of lads having a little chat. Phil's returned from his wonderful trip to Yellowstone Park.
Otherwise known as Mosquitoville, USA.
Chubbs is here. Nikki will not be joining us tonight, as she is exhausted from helping her family.
I know what that's like.
Yep. She really does a lot for them. So.
Well, yeah, she should. I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
good people.
We do as well. You got to.
Yeah. Indeed.
So I hope she gets some rest and recoups, as they say.
Returns next week, fresh-faced and bushy-tailed.
I've always suspected she had one of those. Anyway, Yellowstone was awesome. Just a unbelievably beautiful area. I'm going to be doing a video with music.
As tradition demands, do you have pictures of people that are walking through Yellowstone that you're going to say are now Bigfoot?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way the game is played.
So here's a situation, and this was Matt Knapp, famed researcher. He got a hold of me when I said, "Yeah, I'm in Yellowstone Park," and he says, "You wouldn't be by chance going to Old Faithful Geyser area, would you?" And I said, "Well, yes." And he said, "Would you happen to take a photo of the area or video of the area showing where remember the old Bigfoot, the Thinker Thunker Bigfoot compared to buffalo?"
Aye.
Yeah, so I did. I took a bunch of shots, and I'm going to use those as comparison and put the Bigfoot versus buffalo thing to bed once and for all.
Good plan. Very good plan. I mean, that's what you do when you're in Yellowstone. You take a picture of things that aren't Bigfoot and say they're Bigfoot.
Well, I was there. I might as well do the research and take photographs and
Might as well, Phil. Might as well have yourself a good time.
And Old Faithful Geyser was kind of cool to watch. Yeah. I like the areas that have the mud pots and all that, and the steaming vents and blue azure pools of hot water, and God, it's just amazing.
All that happy, fun stuff.
Some of these pools are so clear and deep, and they have this azure blue color to them. It's like you see steam coming off of them, and you just want to dive right in.
Yeah. Of course, experience has taught us not to do that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure there were a few fried tourists that just
it's cool because you watch streams coming down from some of the areas, or an enter into a natural stream, and this natural stream is steaming, but it's not as hot, so you could actually take a warm bath in it, as long as there's not a lot of phosphorus and things like that in the water that would make you smell like rotten eggs.
Would defeat the purpose of having a bath if you came
yes, it would. But it would feel good if it was snow on the ground and you were in there, like those Japanese monkeys, that in the winter.
They've got life sorted out, those monkeys, man. They know what it's all about. Chilling in a hot tub with your mates.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they say those monkeys aren't that bright.
Right. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Squachable podcast, where we take a look at some of the Bigfoot stories from, well, let's be fair, the bottom of the barrel. Joining me, as always, from Power Breakdown, Phil Pulling. Phil, welcome back.
Thank you, and good evening.
And joining us from Louisiana after a wrestling match with the Rougarou, Chubbs.
Greetings to everyone. Thank you.
I love the Rougarou. I am Team Rougarou. Haven't figured out how to put him into my comic strip yet, but I'm working on it. And speaking of my comic strip, if you enjoyed Badly Drawn Misadventures of Two Bigfoot, head on over to Facebook, Bigfooting with Keith and Colin, where this week the Mothman will be making some absolutely abhorrent prophecies. He will return and make his terrible prophecies known. What were you going to say, Chubb?
No, I was just laughing. Sounds cool.
It is cool. Thank you.
I have a lot of catch up to do. I have not seen one of them since, or read one of them since I left for Yellowstone.
It's been an eventful few weeks.
Speaking of which, if you go to West Yellowstone expecting internet, they do claim to have internet. No, the bandwidth is about as wide as my thumbnail, and that's about it. That just to say that's a little public service announcement.
Okay, so without further ado, I am your host, Richard Allen. Let's just get on with that. Our first video comes from North County Bigfoot. It is entitled Baby Bigfoot Running, and there are special points that will be awarded out if you can see a baby Bigfoot running. So it's 30 seconds. I'm just going to start it right now. I'm going to mute it because of the annoying soundtrack. Here we go. 10 seconds in, and it's still the intro screen. Not using your resources wisely. Here we go. 20 seconds of this. She's spinning around. We know it's baby Bigfoot running because it says in red at the bottom. And yeah, that's it. Did anybody see anything? Seriously, I'm not being stupid.
No.
You guys watched the video, right?
I watched the video, all 20 seconds of it.
Did anybody see anything? Serious question.
I saw trees and bushes and grass and part of the sky, and I listened to the guy going, hey, you, come back here. Hey, you, what are you doing? Hey.
And yet kept moving the camera from left to right.
Yeah.
I played it a bunch of times just to see if I was missing something, but no, I didn't catch anything.
Yeah, that was my takeaway as well.
I take away that it was a spoof.
Yeah, I think it's satire as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would go along with that.
And not very good satire, I might add.
No, you always want someone in a ghillie suit for proper satire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right, well, yeah, so that's a analysis of that footage, a firm thumbs down. Phil, would you do a breakdown on that video?
No,
wouldn't waste your time. Okay, moving on. We have part 2 of the debunking of Bigfoot Tony's analysis of the Todd Standing video. So this is a debunking of a debunk of that garbage video Todd Standing released a few weeks ago.
Hey, Chubb.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of activity that's coming through the mic on your end.
Oh, okay. I'll check on that.
So this is a debunk of a garbage video. If you haven't seen the original video and you're listening to this show, do pay attention. We've been talking about it for 3 weeks, basically. There's a video that Todd Standing released of, well, it's awful. And Todd Standing, let's face it, he's never been good at hoaxing. He posted pictures of those inanimate objects that were clearly still live. He uploaded a video of like this thing in a bush moving. Blinky, of course, this video here. This is one of his most famous ones. And there's that one of the Bigfoot sitting down behind a hill that was on Finding Bigfoot. Interesting fact, if Todd Standing is telling the truth, then he is living in the most ecologically diverse area of Bigfootdom because none of these Bigfoots look the same. None of them. So there's that. So let's start this video. It's completely silent, so I don't need to mute it. As always, the links are in the description. I genuinely believe that this is Todd Standing doing this, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I genuinely believe it. He's going to debunk Bigfoot Tony's analysis. This is part 1 of 2. No, part 2 of what? Of. Do you know what? I'm just not even going to follow that up because apparently my brain's not working.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, we're going to see a comparison. Here's the original with the trees in the foreground. Comparison with no trees. Clearly see that he's in the right area because of trees.
I might add that this poster really concentrated hard on what the only one aspect of Bigfoot Tony's analysis, and that was the quality. I mean, he basically said it just in passing. It wasn't using the quality of the video as some kind of evidence. He wasn't. He was just mentioning that the quality was different between one and another, and then went on to debunk it.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Here we have, again, in that background, another one of Bigfoot, of Todd Standing's quote-unquote Bigfoot that doesn't look anything like the other ones. So he's blurring this image that has nothing to do with anything.
Right. He's using this as he's attempting to use this as an example.
Yeah.
Of how the original Bigfoot footage, the shape or the size of the Bigfoot in question was not affected by the blurring. Basically, here he goes with the blurring, and that's not the argument that Bigfoot Tony was making at all. Bigfoot Tony was using a size comparison between the actual footage and Todd Standing's reenactment footage. So he rescaled them together so they were both the same. So they were both the same size, and then after doing so, discovered that the Bigfoot in question was the same height, roughly, maybe a little shorter, because it was hunched over, as Todd Standing. And this video here that supposedly tries to debunk Tony's video doesn't even mention this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of smoke and mirrors that this guy's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. It's very terrible, in fact. And do you know what? I said it last week. I said it the week before. I'll say it again. Just watch the original video. You don't need to break it down. The Bigfoot is standing there, ready, waiting for the cue to move up the hill. You can clearly see it standing there, waiting for its cue.
And then, but it's not really running up the hill, like I had mentioned before to others, just in passing, that it's the angle of the camera looking down, kind of across and down off a bluff, that makes it appear like it's moving up a hill. It might be moving slightly up a hill. I would think that the grade is very, I don't know, maybe a 15 to 20% grade at most.
Yeah.
But it just kind of looking down at it, so it makes it appear that something's going up the hill. But the way it moves like a man going up a hill. It doesn't move like like you would expect a wild animal to just skirt up the hill.
Yeah, I mean it stumbles.
It's a clodhopper. It's just, it's really bad. And the shape of the figure going up the hill is the shape of a man. You can see the head and the neck, the shoulders and all that. And it does not look like it's a buff looking, Sasquatch type creature, gracefully on all fours going up a hill. It's just a clodhopper with boots or whatever. He's waiting for a signal. He goes across the scene from the tree to the left, and all of us, and he's the same height and shape basically as Todd Standing. So it's really all of this crap that he's presenting here doesn't make any damn sense at all. It doesn't. Right. If you watch it, if someone coming into this, he doesn't even demonstrate the difference between Tony's video and this video. He just goes right into this one, and you're supposed to go, oh yeah, that's understandable. But what you're doing is you're going, why is he flipping things upside down? Why is he outlining this girl? Why is he bringing it down to match the girl? What difference does it make between the two that one is fuzzy and the other one's clear? It just makes no sense whatsoever.
Nope.
In other words, it's pretty stupid. This video here is very stupid.
He still needs to prove to me how it moves, how he says it runs faster than the fastest man. He still needs to prove that to me because that makes no sense. But okay.
No, it just cloud hops up the hill just like any person.
Yeah.
Would. Well, up the slope as any person would.
Absolutely. Like you said, the video doesn't make any sense. You don't need to debunk the original. You just need to watch it. You know, there's no doubt. There's no room for doubt, reasonable doubt, with the original video that it's anything but a hoax. I've seen bloody people in ghillie suits. You wrestling the Rougarou chubs?
No, I think that was just my chair squeaking. Sorry.
Ah, sorry, man.
But if he comes around, I will wrestle him.
Good. Take him down and feed him to the gators. But yeah, I mean, like this video, the original video annoys me. I'm going to keep talking about it. And this breakdown is such a pathetic attempt at a breakdown. Like, what does circling the exact same image prove? You know,
and why all the effort? I mean, the only person I would imagine making this much effort would be Todd Standing himself.
Exactly. I think it's a shill account, and I think it's Todd Standing himself who did that. I may be wrong, but that's what I think.
No, it's like him though. I mean, it's exactly like something he would do.
He would do it. Chubbs, do you have anything to add?
I love that he, like y'all said it best. Like I had to go back and watch Tony's breakdown. Like he mentioned the blurry thing for like a split second, but he has to go back and like harp on that one thing that really doesn't add or subtract anything to the video to prove it's real. But he thinks it's biggest proof yet to come. But I'm not convinced.
No, it was quite, yeah. So anyway, moving on to our next video, the Bigfoot guys, just keeping it real. This is in the Ocala National Forest of Florida. In my ongoing effort to replace the last Florida Bigfoot we used to cover on a regular. May you rest in peace, Tim Fasana. Just got a group of people out, making memories, I guess. They're out in the National Forest. They're having a look around. Love the
only thing about this is that not once does one of them out there say WWTFD.
Yeah.
Not one.
Nope.
That's kind of a shame.
But it's a shame. You know, everybody in Florida looking for the skunk ape should invoke the holy name of Tim Fasana in their research. You know, for luck, if nothing else. But we've got a couple of structures. You know, we know Bigfoot made them because they're tree structures, and nothing else can possibly make a tree structure.
I do like this one though.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like the fact that there was a huge, I'm not going to say a snag, but like a trunk, or it's quite large, maybe 6 inches around and quite long. That's heavy, and it's kind of shoved into the muck, just buried right into the muck. And he takes a pan up to the tree, and it doesn't appear to be any branches that large that could do that. So it's almost like somebody had, uprooted a large tree and shoved it down into the muck. And then there's the cross brace thing up above. Yeah. I'm not saying that can't happen naturally, but it just the fact that it's there like it is, and I thought to myself, if this thing fell from up above, why in the hell would it be interlaced with another one leaning up against the tree, and then this one's shoved across? I don't know. It just seems like it's I I will give the benefit of the doubt to these guys who are obviously trying to make some sense of it.
Yeah.
I think they're showing good effort, and I think they're being honest about it.
Yeah, they're not dicks. I enjoyed the video. I love the Florida landscape though, so I'll watch videos in the national forests of Florida any day of the week in the Everglades. I mean,
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
never go in there myself.
It's just too humid, you know. It's too hot.
Too humid, and I don't know what's living
Yeah.
there.
You know,
Like,
but I'd get out of my air conditioned car, take about 3 breaths, and step right back in again. I'm just a wuss.
Washington and Florida are the 2 states I would believe Bigfoot would exist in. There's no offense to the other states; you've all got nice landscape, but Washington and Florida have the most diverse ecosystems.
Right, I would say so. Not so much the southern states. I feel that I'm not saying that something could not exist, but there's just not. It's not a thick forested area.
No,
there would be, I would say, 0 chance. You know, unless there's a whole tribe of Bigfoot underground coming out of a cave every night, there's just 0 chance of something like that existing down in, let's say, Arizona, Texas. You know, but that's just me. I'm not an expert. I mean, I don't know what they could eat down in that area, what they could kill, what they could find to eat.
yeah, no, I'm not saying that the Bigfoot don't exist in the other states. I'm just saying, for me, Florida and Washington make the most sense because of the diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon, I mean, Washington,
Oregon as well.
Oregon as well.
Yeah, the Cascades run from the Canadian border all the way down to through northern California. So there are some prime areas all the way through. I would say mid California northward. Prime real estate.
Good times. It is but yeah, I mean, look at it. Imagine having this on your doorstep. Very nice, very beautiful.
I'm trying to actually recreate that. I've got 2 palm trees in the backyard, so
that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is.
I mean, wearing shorts though in this.
Hey, I was gonna say, if you look, their timestamp is January, and I can tell you, because that's what it looks like around me. It's hot even in January, so I give them credit for going out there. You know, especially with the snakes and everything. Like, we get maybe a month of winter, so hey, you know.
Oh yeah, Louisiana. There's another state that I wouldn't want to go down into the bayou, and not just because of the homosexual hermits that live out there.
No. Come on.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of wildlife in Louisiana that could do a lot of damage to you.
Yeah.
Homosexuals, Jesus.
You know, the hillbillies. Have you never seen Deliverance?
That was like,
you mean that
Kentucky or Tennessee?
Yeah, you mean that fictional movie?
You say fictional, but I say that all stories have a grain of truth.
So what you're saying is there's a grain of homosexuals down in Louisiana.
I think that this metaphor is getting away from me. It was meant to be a funny joke, but I can see it's going disastrously wrong. But
yes, I'm sorry.
I mean, you got like alligator snapping turtles, actual alligators, lots of poisonous snakes down in the bayou.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are they homosexual snakes or just?
We're all having a laugh. We're all having a good time.
Sorry.
I'm sure there is a small number of homosexual snakes down there. Right. Anyway, our next story. Bigfoot tree structure, tongue-popping sounds, and distant gibberish. That is the title of this video. We've got another one. Some dudes wandering around the woods. There's a tree structure right there. So right away, right off the bat, you know, there's one box ticked. Start with your best foot forward. That's what they say. And he's not holding anything back. That is indeed a tree structure.
Right.
He's going to focus on this for a while and talk. We're going to hear things off in the distance, all of which is completely natural, but he seems to think is unnatural. I didn't actually write down where this dude was from. They appear to be...
It could be Northern California or...
Yeah, California.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it
So
looks
he's out, yeah, it looks like redwoods. So he's out there, he's having a laugh.
Well, yeah, the tree structure, quote unquote, not very large. Could be something that he put together himself.
Yeah.
I don't know the person. What I thought was interesting was the clicking sound coming from behind his car.
That was a bit weird.
It was very weird. And I thought maybe it was just the exhaust pipe cooling down, and you know, the contraction of something cooling down clicks.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that he would knock on the hood of his trunk and it would stop for a while. It would stop. I'm like, well, obviously that's not his exhaust cooling down. There's something clicking.
Yeah.
But he thought it was strange, but he didn't like open the trunk and check around or anything, which is, it's like maybe he knows what was happening there and he's just not, you know, bringing it out.
That's a good point. I mean, what would be clicking in there, though?
Right. Well, yeah. He put something in there that clicks. But like maybe some kind of a timer thing, and it's audio. I don't know, man. I'm just saying it's just weird that the fact that he did not investigate that. If I heard clicking coming from the back of my car, and it was definitely coming from the trunk area, I wouldn't just tap on my trunk and make it stop, and then when it come back, go away. I would actually find out what the hell it is.
Yep.
I'm not going to go home, open my trunk, and see a muskrat or something coming out at me in my face. See,
no. Yep. Tapping it.
There it is.
Dude, clean your car. Clean your car as well.
Yeah, no kidding.
For real. If you're getting that much dust off your car when you just lightly tap it, it's like a couple of dollars. Just take it to a car wash.
Well, or invest in a hose.
Or a hose, yeah.
Hey, was it just me, or did y'all find this video very blurry most of the time?
Yeah, he's filming on his cell cam.
Yeah, it is a cell phone. So you're not going to expect the highest quality, but it's not bad. You're going to have some movement distortion and some motion blur, but if he holds it steady, it's not that bad, really.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's not something you'd want to use to kind of zoom in on.
Yeah. This is the stuff blob squatches are made of.
Yeah. Right. Now, I didn't understand though. Did he intend to go out and do this?
I don't know either. That was the thing. There's like no real explanation. It's just some guy who just pulled over and heard some weird noises and saw a tree structure.
Okay, for example,
I'm sorry, but I read in his description, he said he felt really uneasy until he got back to his car, and then he got inquisitive, but he doesn't state like why he stopped or, you know, anything like that.
So let's say he stopped maybe to relieve himself. He stepped away from the car, and then, but you know, the car doesn't look like it's on your average road or even off to the side of the road, even though he only films in one direction. So it could be he's on a major roadway, but I don't hear any cars. So I don't know what he's doing up in this area. I don't know exactly where the area is. He doesn't really offer a lot of information. So I'm just saying it's kind of kind of a moot point, this entire video.
The video is moot.
Yeah.
Okay. I could go with that. That was the Chronicles of Carlos. Bigfoot tree structure, tongue popping sounds, and distant gibberish. Good times. All right, now for our final story. Oh, yes. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's all about. We have ourselves some Matthew Johnson dirt. This is why I do this show, unofficially.
Mm-hmm.
But here we go. So we've got the picture here. Phil, you are our resident photography accident expert. What's he done?
Well, I don't know what camera he's using. That's number one. So I can only make some kind of supposition on it, but it looks to me like he's using a camera that has what they call red eye. There's a red eye setting that eliminates the redness from a flash. And what happens with this red eye setting is it will take a flash shot and then pause and take another shot so that it eliminates the red eye. That is one basic and one, it records everything in between. So when you do that and you move the camera, whatever light source coming into the camera is going to be recorded, and it's going to look like it's moving. Also, if he's not, it looks to me like a timed exposure. I would say maybe even, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a second time exposure. And the camera is being tilted from left to right or right to left. In fact, the interesting thing here is that it does look circular. So I think it not only tilted from left to right or right to left, but also moved a little bit from right to left. If you looked at the light source on the left-hand side, you see that light is repeating itself 3 times, boom, 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 from right to left. And the final burn-in is either on the left or the burn-in was first and then trailed off to the right. So either direction would work. But this camera was moving at the time the photo was taken, and it was taken with an extended shutter speed, or a low shutter speed, I should say. That's it. That's it. That explains it.
That explains it. So it's all completely explainable. He's having a go at people that are daring to offer mundane explanations as to why this is happening. Classic Matthew Johnson.
I just think it's obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and it's like he's treating it just like he does with everything else, very trite. I'm sorry, I don't have a problem with keeping my camera still when I take photos. That kind of crap.
Usual, pontificating that Matthew Johnson is so very good at. But yeah, there's a perfectly ordinary explanation for that. So where's the mystery?
Well, the mystery is Matthew Johnson.
Why do people keep following him? It's a good point.
Yeah, that's the mystery.
That is the mystery. That'll wrap us up for this week. Phil, do you have any cool breakdowns coming up?
I do. I just have to get to them. So look for something Monday.
Look for something from Phil for Monday. Chubbs, what are you up to in the coming weeks?
We just put out today a movie review of the 2015 movie, The Last Exorcism. Me and a co-host go through the movie and just give our review on it. It's kind of interesting.
Ooh, neat. That is a cool thing. Yeah, I like movie reviews. I have to give that a watch. We will return next week, despite the hopes of many. So it's good night from me, and it's good night from the boys. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.